Are we cool or are we cool? We could call ourselves Catuarnis Ladybugs.
Here, take my money. I'd watch the shit out of that show. No time for familiarities, we got too many episodes to review. Okay, Ladybug, it is the episode that made everyone want to commit murder. Oh my fucking god. I really like this episode. Lila, I've never understood people who say, oh, there's somebody people love to hate, like Cersei Lannister from Game of Thrones, or, well, I like Pacifica Northwest from Gravity Falls, but that was after she kind of got a little bit of character development. But I've never understood when people disliked a character because they were evil, or liked a character because of their bad habits. But I kind of understand it, because Lila in this episode was out for blood. And we see Gabriel Agreste is aware of Marinette and aware of Adrien's friendship with Marinette, so I don't know why he was kind of orchestrating Lila to kind of break that. Maybe because he knows, oh, you know she's a good influence and people like her, but you are telling Lila that Marinette is a bad influence, or he knows Marinette is a bad influence and he wants Lila to keep Adrien away from her? Or is Gabriel aware of Marinette's crush on Adrien? I'm confused. Or Gabriel wanted to break everyone's heart in consternation or whatever, I just made up a word, to Marinette, but he doesn't want his son to be heartbroken, so he was telling Lila, I thought you were going to make sure Adrien didn't get close to her, so when this plan was put into motion, Adrien wouldn't be one of the people who was heartbroken, which would be a cool thing for him to do. It's a step in the right direction for, you know, Gabriel to actually care about his son's feelings. And Lila was just so sneaky, like even Marinette's parents, and it's like Marinette has been framed before, hasn't she? We know Chloe was able to get in her locker and like ruin her present to Miss Bustier in... what the hell was that episode's name? I think it was one of the first Miraculous episodes I reviewed. Shit, what was it called? It was the first time where the names in Miraculous really started getting tricky. Oh yeah, Zambizo. I just went and checked. So and then when all the Akuma came in, it was like they were trying to do my Euro 2.0 or Catalyst 2.0, and just Marinette just taking off her earrings, and if it just wasn't for like Natalie getting sick in that moment, like this episode had good writing, good pacing. Some people were complaining that there was a lot crammed into it and that there should have been a two-parter, and I'm like, no. Most of the time with Miraculous, I always look at the time to see, okay, do I have a little bit of episode left, because it feels like, oh, the episode goes by very quickly. But in this case, I didn't even have time to check, I guess, because it was so densely packed with things happening. I guess it's things concerning Marinette, but it's an episode that was established to be centered around Marinette from the get-go, so I wasn't feeling like, oh, Adrien got shafted, because there was no room for Adrien in this. And we even see him kind of get pissed at Lila because Marinette was like, you know, Lila is lying, and I'm like, oh my god, yes, everything is just coming together. And in the end, where you have Adrien just putting Lila in her fucking place, like, people hyped it up on Tumblr saying, oh my god, salty Adrien, even in my Discord, and I was like, okay, I want to see Adrien take some heads, but he was just angry, and I was like, this isn't what I expected. But I got a little bit of a theory, I guess, because Adrien kind of threatens Lila with his friendship like he did with Chloe, but we know Chloe took him more seriously, but we know Lila doesn't really give a shit about anybody. Hell, in Chameleon, she was pissed at Adrien because he called her out online, so she was ready to throw away that friendship. But here Adrien is kind of using it like, we're friends, aren't we? And I'm like, does Adrien know something is up? Because that line would only work if she truly valued your friendship as much as you think she does, but you know who she is, so she probably doesn't. So who was it that came to my Twitter or the Discord, and we were talking back and forth that, yeah, maybe Adrien does suspect that his dad is up to something with Lila, because if his friendship with Lila breaks, Lila can't further her goals with Gabriel Agreste and Natalie, because Lila even looked and Natalie nodded, and I'm like, Natalie is nowhere within hearing distance of them. So Adrien, I don't want to put faith in this show, because we put faith in Adrien too much and then the show shows us that no, it's not like that. The boy is oblivious. But I pray, please, let this be a semblance of Adrien just not being an oblivious idiot and actually being aware, because this would be so cool for him to know that Lila probably has something with his family and that they're making her befriend him, so he knows if he jeopardizes that friendship, it will be bad for her. So she needs to be his friend more than he needs to be hers. So he kind of used that as leverage. I hope that's what it is, but knowing this show, it's probably just Adrien believes she's that much of a friend to him or whatever. And for whatever reason, Adrien thinks, oh, holding this over her head would be a good idea. But please, I just hope it's the first one. But yeah, I liked Ladybug. A lot of people were calling Natalie a murderer because the Senti monster had consciousness and life, and that it was really believable, and that she took that. But I don't really see her as life, because she doesn't really have free will. Yeah, when they took the a mocked object, she switched sides, but she still switched sides to Ladybug, the person who kind of freed her or still holds it or something. So she still doesn't really have free will of her own. I guess I want to say she doesn't have a consciousness or a soul or anything like that. So I don't see it as life, but I understand where people in the show are coming from and where Tumblr are coming from, because you can't see it as that, and I did feel bad. And it's like when they reversed it, they wanted her to come back, and I was like, no. It was just a very convincing emotion. I don't know what that emotion was. Maybe Mayura really wanted this thing to work, but the emotion was very convincing. We know that as human beings we have emotions that can take over everything we do and think, and it can be very convincing in the moment and very real. Well, at least to us anyway. And the moment where Mayura revealed herself because she told Cat Noir to cataclysm her earrings, but if she does a lucky charm, everything will reverse. But if she cataclysms Ladybug's earrings, there is no chance to do a lucky charm, like it was done in Queen Wasp. Ooh, there's a thought. But yeah, Ladybug, really good episode. It renewed a little bit of my faith in the show, but I was still 1 foot out the door of just saying fuck it. I think we even see the Peacock Miraculous kind of glitch, and I love Dusu. I just love how she's just this oblivious, I don't give a fuck what's going on, I'm just happy and I'm gonna party. Like, we all thought Dusu was this sad Kwame because she I don't know what the fuck it is, deals with emotions, but it's like she's just energetic and I love it. But it would have kind of been cool if she had like multiple personality disorder, where, or you know, those just different emotions. 1 minute she's sad, 1 minute she's happy, 1 minute she's bleh, kind of like 1-1 from Infinity Train. But yeah, Ladybug, really good episode, highly recommend. Restored my faith, had good writing, had a direction, kind of set up Lila to be the next show's villains. We even see Marinette in the end kind of like reaching an olive branch saying, oh, you're not that bad, and I'm like, bitch, this girl literally almost ruined your life. Why are you still being nice to her? I get that's your thing, but why though? Her parents just saying, oh, I knew my daughter was innocent, and I'm like, but you wanted her to work at the bakery, you were taking her phone away, you were being really strict, so even if you believed her, you were still very dickish about it, and that's very concerning for her parents. But parents got a parent, I guess a little part of them still kind of believed it, or they were trying to, I don't know, but it was just weird how her dad was treating her, even though we know her parents aren't like that. But I guess with things that happened previously, they were just being cautious. And then the photo shoot, like Lila is lying her way to the top. I know some people sleep their way to the top, but this girl's just lying her way to the top, and nobody is verifying her sources. Like, won't her mother see this and say, how did you get this opportunity? Doesn't anybody call anybody to verify anything? Because in the real world, when you got connections, people gotta call to make sure those connections are legit. Or maybe, you know, they don't and just saying so works. I don't know, but Lila is really impressing me. even though I don't want her to. But yeah, they're really setting her up to be the next Hawkmoth. We can see this is like a reverse of Zuko, where we're seeing his redemption arc. We are seeing Lila's progression arc into being a villain, and I think the one thing that will push her is if her mother finds out or her mother does something and it just breaks her and sends her over the edge. And yeah, that would be really cool to see. But yeah, that's all for this review. Next up is Star Train. I'm really looking forward to reviewing that one. But yeah, thanks everybody so much for clicking to watch and or. But with that being said, this is TVC. Mwah. Signing out.